Hello, Joe Rogan talking about being a lifelong masturbator. Awesome. Joe Rogan's on now. I want to talk about Julian Assange. He's the WikiLeaks head guy. Everyone's heard of Julian Assange, no doubt. What's getting lost in all this is Julian Assange is an Australian citizen. He's an Australian. He was born in Australia. He's as Australian as me, as Australian anyone watching this was born in Australia. Born in Australia, Australian, right? That's it. If you're born here, you're an Australian citizen. He's a whistleblower for some crimes that the U.S. military committed against civilians, innocent civilians. He released footage of very damning footage. I'll get into the footage soon. And some other stuff about how the NSA, the National Secret motherfuckers in America, were spying on people through their phones. Or is that Snowden? Anyway, WikiLeaks, not a big... the American Intelligence Agency and all those motherfuckers, not a big fan of Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. Except for when Donald Trump... I love WikiLeaks. Oh. Anyway, Donald Trump. Okay, here we go. Okay. What the release footage was, the controversial release footage was... Okay, got the details here. Okay, the footage was of a absolutely sickening murder of 6, 10, I don't know how many people, did not stop and count it. I've watched it twice, really don't stomach it again. I don't like seeing people murdered in cold blood. These motherfuckers in this Apache helicopter or one of those super duper sea at night oh my god, they're weapons of death. These helicopters were absolutely incredible weapons of death. So what they did, they got some bogus information that a terrorist was there, wasn't. They mowed down 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, I don't know, people. A lot of people killed dead. These are big bullets. These 50 cal bullets. Big. Like, Rambo when he jumps out of the water in that movie. Bomb, 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 bomb. 50 cal. Like, I think they're even bigger, these bullets from the Apache. They just hit you, you explode. But that's okay, that's sick. But what was worse was the aftermath. These motherfuckers, pilot, or the gunner and the pilot, they waited. And waited. And waited. And people came and started helping all these people who were blown away. Some people might got snicked and, oh, help me. People are nice people. And they go, okay. And the first responders, ambulance, and these people in the chopper, they're waiting. Waiting. I think someone's heard say, light them up. And they mowed down what we'd call first responders, but I don't know, maybe terrorists, murderers. Anyway, those people in the sorry about that, murderers. Well, in my opinion, these people were innocent. They were not non-combatants. They were civilians, and they were shot with a weapon of war by people in the armed forces. So the armed forces are responsible for the murder of these people. And this was released on WikiLeaks. So the big deal is they're very angry that their murder was exposed. Remember, I'll say it again. The prosecution against Julian Assange is retribution against the fact that he released this footage of American forces committing murder. Murder. These people were civilians. And don't get me started on dropping drone bombs and that. The people say about Trump, how bad Trump is, dropping bombs everywhere. And did you know Barack Obama dropped more bombs than any president ever? He ran out of bombs. Dropped so many bombs. Barack Obama. Very disappointing presidency, that one. He could have done so much. He had a mandate to do everything, but he bowed the... Anyway, this is a different video. Julian Assange. Anyway, Barack Obama hates Assange. Made him look like a fool. It's made the security forces look like fools. And so, what's his crime? The crime of hacking, of getting the information that way. But he didn't do that. I'll say that again. He did not hack that information. He received the information, and like any journalist would do, he's published it. WikiLeaks is a publishing, basically a publishing site. You go there, you see what governments, little dirty secrets they tried to hide, get exposed. It's fantastic when I'm sure it's fantastic for the government when the WikiLeaks release damning news to their opposition, but not so good when it's them. Like Trump went real quick from loving WikiLeaks because they releasing damning information on Clinton, and then someone got into his ear and said, Donald, no, we actually want him for espionage. Oh, espionage. Now, what have we got here? We got the 50 cal. So Julian Assange's crime was basically reporting that. There's been a lot of good faith actors in this thing about Julian Assange. Joe Rogan, Jimmy Dore, other people who are present at facts. Most of the left reporters, not many of the right, because they don't want to go against the dear leader. It's unbelievable, the state of affairs in that country. So Julian Assange is an Australian citizen. Okay? He might spend the rest of his life in jail. Oh, by the way, Julian Assange is a father of 2 young children. He's married. He basically just wants to get on with his life, I'm sure now. I'm sure his days of gallivanting around the world and playing the WikiLeaks superhero and having all the hoi polloi fawning over him, and that's gone. It's evaporated. Now he's just paying the price, and it's a price too high. He hasn't done anything wrong. He's not raped, murdered, killed anyone. He's not stolen from anyone. He's exposed. He's a whistleblower. He's exposed corruption. Australia, ScoMo, Scott Morrison, what the fuck are you doing? You're doing nothing as to help an Australian citizen. He's being charged with espionage and bullshit crimes from the American government. An Australian citizen, how the fuck can an Australian be a traitor to America? He has no loyalty to that fucking country. He's not an American. He's Australian. You cannot be a traitor to a country that you're not a citizen of. How can that be a thing? You can be a spy, a foreign spy, but they're not. Surely they're not charging him with spying. Like, What are they charging him with? I tell you, a bit of clarity would be appreciated from the powers that be. What are the actual charges against Julian Assange? Like there's Murdoch's mouthpieces. He doesn't like Assange at all. He's never liked WikiLeaks. He doesn't like any competition at all. Rupert Murdoch. Like, love him or hate him. Hate him. But he's who he is. Except that you got to play the game, and Rupert's the Rupert. Rupert is the dungeon master at the moment. So fucking hope you roll a double six and that fucker dies tomorrow. Anyway, didn't say that. So free Julian Assange. Free Julian Assange. Scott Morrison. Members of Parliament, all the members of all the districts and shit, and local and premiers and all the people, all the reporters in the world. What happened if you reported that story? Someone sent you that tape of that people being mowed down and murdered in that in Iraq or wherever it was. Would you have reported it, reporters? Will they come for you next, reporters? Sheep. Free Julian Assange now. Let him go home to his wife and kids. Let the Aussie come home. He's a fucking Aussie, man. Just gotta listen to him. You can hear his Aussie-ness. If I met the guy, I'd probably not like him much. Doesn't seem like a very likable guy. That's not the fucking point. I probably don't share his politics. That's not the fucking point. See, I can walk and chew gum at the same time. What's happened is people have gone, they go for the left or they go for the right. Everything the left says, the right hates. Everything the right says, the left hates. I'm in the middle. I listen to both sides. I decide what I fucking like. I don't get told by this guy, you gotta be a left, you gotta do it. No. I've come to support the Australian Labor Party because the Australian Labor Party is funded by the unions in their elections. They're funded by the people in their elections. The Liberal Party are funded by rich donors who expect something for their money. And what do the unions expect for their money? Better working conditions, better fair go for the workers of the country. That's what the unions want. What do the bosses and donors, rich donors want? The opposite. To pay them less. To casualise the workforce like they've done. You know who the biggest, the worst thing to ever happen to this country was? John Howard. And his work choices, ridiculous bullshit. He undid everything that Hawke and Keating have achieved. And I've gone off on a real tangent here. I just want to finish this last bit I wrote down at the bottom here. If you saw a crime being committed, would you remain silent? If you got that tape, would you put it on YouTube? If you received that tape that showed that murder, if you received a tape of a murder, and would you do the right thing? Or would you be a sheep and shut the fuck up and just, no. There's too many sheep. Whistleblowers need to be protected. Free Julian Assange now. And peace.